What's up, y'all? I'm Kyle Windjack, and I'm building a mobile recording and video production studio inside of an RV trailer. And I decided to document the process and just show you what's going on. So this is week 2. I'm doing daily updates on TikTok and Instagram. So if you want to see those, you can follow me at Windjack Studios. This was a big week for the project. It consisted mostly of searching for the right trailer to convert. And I started a podcast. It's a live stream podcast where I talk to different musicians around the country and around the world. And we did a test episode a few days ago. I'm shooting the first actual podcast episode later today, so I'm excited for that. I'll leave a link in the description where you can check that out. So if you think this is a cool idea and you want to support me, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like and you subscribed to stay tuned with the rest of the project. And maybe share it with some people who would also think it's cool. I'd really appreciate that. Without further ado, yes, let's go. So today I was toying with the idea of building my studio in an Airstream trailer, which are these delightful chrome burrito looking things. And they're kind of like the Ferrari of the travel trailer world because they're super durable, they're well built, which is kind of uncommon for RVs. They tend to fall apart after like 10 years, get leaks and stuff like that. These ones are solid. That's what everyone says at least, but they're ridiculously expensive. So this one is the 34-foot model and it starts at $179,000. I don't know if that's Canadian or US, but regardless, it's way too much money for me. But I found this one for $30,000. The catch is that it's gutted out inside, so you'd have to re-renovate the whole thing, which, would cost a fair bit of money, but nowhere near that $170,000 mark. And I would end up with something at the end of that is worth more than I put into it. So I spent a good portion of today looking into whether it might be a good idea to do that. And unfortunately, I think the answer is no, just because I don't know if I want to become a full-time carpenter for like a year to finish this project, right? So regardless of what I buy, there's going to be some renovations involved, but I don't know if I want to do something that extensive because I think I'd rather just focus my energy on creating music and creating content. So I'm going to go take a look at it at least and see what kind of shape it's in. But if it's taking professional contractors, 6 months to do a renovation on something like this, it would probably take me double that at least. I have some carpentry experience, but I've never done anything this extensive before. I actually found this image of somebody who's built a recording studio in one of these Airstream trailers. Apparently it belongs to a Grammy-winning recording artist. I don't know who though, it doesn't say. Anyways, it would be awesome. I haven't completely ruled it out, but maybe down the road I'll have some money to invest in one that's maybe not brand new, but at least doesn't need to be completely remodeled. That's what I'm thinking right now anyways. Alright, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. So another thing that I want to run out of my mobile studio is a podcast where I talk to different musicians around the country or around the world even. The thing is, I don't want to edit it. I'm capped out on editing videos. Don't want to do any more of that. So I'm going to live stream it. So this right here is a program called OBS Open Broadcasting software, and that integrates with this service called Restream. And that'll allow me to broadcast my live stream onto a bunch of different platforms simultaneously. When it's possible logistically, I'll be doing these podcasts in person with the guests, but I would like to also be able to do it on Zoom just to make it easier to coordinate, and that way I can connect with artists anywhere in the world. I'm doing a test stream today with my buddy Jake Heckley, who I've produced a few songs for, so we're just gonna get on there and talk about music and see if it works basically. If you're interested in being on the show, let me know in the comments. I'll start doing shows as soon as I get all the kinks ironed out in the technical side of things, so stay tuned. So I'm aiming to have my mobile studio on the road and operational by April, so it's still a little ways off, but if you have a project that you'd be interested in working together with, or you know somebody who does, you can go to windjackstudios.com, and right at the top here you can book a meeting with me, and you just pick a day and a time. It takes like literally 10 seconds, and we can kind of discuss what you had in mind and see if it's a good fit. I'm currently in Ontario, but I'll be heading to BC as soon as I'm able to, hopefully right at the start of April or possibly sooner even. So if you're in either of those places or anywhere in between, really, give me a shout. I'd love to help you out with your project. So a couple weeks ago, I applied for a grant to help fund my mobile studio, and it's happening either way. But if the grant goes through, I'll be able to do things a little bit bigger and better. I talked about wanting to build a floating room to track in, and that's quite expensive. If I don't get the grant, I probably won't be able to do that right away, although I'll still be looking at doing that down the road regardless. It would also allow me to do some pretty significant upgrades to my audio and video gear so that I can record better stuff for my clients. And probably most importantly, it would allow me to hire on a few part-time staff members that would help me with things like admin and digital marketing. So I'll definitely let you know as soon as I hear back from them. I'm looking into applying for a few other grants as well, so I'll keep you posted on that. It'd be huge if it went through. It would really allow me to focus more on the creative aspects of this project. Peace. So a couple of days ago, I was telling y'all about the podcast that I'm starting. The idea is to showcase different artists and just talk about music and hang out. So I've got this thumbnail here for the show, and Jake's actually going to be the first guest tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live streaming on Facebook, hopefully Instagram if I can figure that out, and YouTube as well. And I've also got the square aspect ratio version of it for Spotify and iTunes, stuff like that. So the streaming quality was looking pretty good in the tests that I ran. I had to do quite a bit of troubleshooting to get it to that point, and I'm sure it'll keep on improving. But yeah, tune in tomorrow at 3. Check it out. So I had my very first live stream podcast today with Jake Heckley. Thanks for coming on. We had a few technical hiccups during the show, but it's a learning experience. That's to be expected. Those things will smooth themselves out over time. We had some good moments too.
I was 18 at the time, and every person in the club knew the words for it. And it was I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor by the Arctic Monkeys.
So darling, close your eyes, you're gonna let me in.
You go through those moods of like, yeah, it's really good, and then I don't know if it's good enough. And I remember you were saying that, like, hey, if you like the music yourself, odds are someone's gonna like it. You know, other people are gonna like it if you're a fan of it. But that is a good one. I also have one more quote that's super funny. I wrote down. How does it go again? It was from you. It was music is just fucking around. I just fuck around in a specific way.
I don't remember saying that, but I believe it. I'm really excited to get this podcast going out of the actual mobile studio. In terms of that, it's very possible that I'll be buying the trailer for that on Saturday. So it's exciting. Catch y'all tomorrow. Serious question, guys. Should I get a studio dog? Now, on one hand, I feel like I should probably focus on getting the mobile studio established first, but on the other hand, I really want to, so it's kind of a predicament. Anyways, I'll probably hold off on that for now, but I am taking name suggestions, and tomorrow I'm going to go check out a couple of trailers. There's 2 that I've kind of narrowed it down to be my top picks. A couple of the ones that were in the video I posted last week have already sold, but I'll definitely let you know how it goes. Catch y'all tomorrow.